Your Storm Patrol weather forecast with Jim Zion.
Well, Tropical Storm Isaac continuing to chug along. We're actually going back about 24 hours here to show you how it kind of went through the day today. It wasn't that organized. It looked like it was getting better organized. Then it started to look a little ragged, but now the winds are up to 70 miles per hour, so that's about as healthy of a tropical storm as you can have. The center of it, right about here, approaching Haiti in the next couple of hours. It's going to interact with some of the land over Haiti. It's going to interact with the land over Cuba on Saturday. As that happens, it's likely to get weaker, but right now it is a very healthy tropical storm. Here's the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. I'll have it for you here in just a minute. First, I want to show you the day part forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty decent day. A little bit on the breezy side. We'll have some passing showers in the afternoon, early evening, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms, but slightly drier than normal. It will be a nice breeze, though. That wind at about 15 to even 20 miles per hour at times, but the real wind is going to be here on Sunday. Here's another look at Isaac. This is kind of the infrared satellite view, and you can see that there's a lot of thunderstorm activity close to it. But I do want to point out one other thing, and we noticed this before. There's still a lot of dry air just ahead of this storm that may be mixing in the next 12 hours or so. That may impede some development. However, it is moving toward Haiti and then eventually toward Cuba. The big question is what's going to happen to it as it gets out into the Florida Straits and into the Gulf of Mexico. That's when it's likely to get stronger as it gets closer to us. That would happen after about noontime on Sunday evening, and then throughout the day on Monday. Here's the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. The cone really hasn't changed that much, and don't pay that much attention to the center line. Doesn't matter if it goes here, if it goes here. We're going to get weather Sunday evening and Monday from Isaac. This is not going to be a life-changing event, but it's probably going to be a life-altering event throughout the day on Monday. That's when we're going to have the worst weather most likely. Winds right now at 70 miles per hour, moving to the northwest at 14. Here's the new advisory. Just came out a couple of minutes ago. We now have a hurricane watch and a tropical storm warning from Bonita Beach southward, and that also includes the Florida Keys, quite obviously. We're likely to see a watch and a warning issued with the 5 o'clock advisory coming a little bit farther north up the coast. But again, it's from Bonita Beach southward, that hurricane watch and tropical storm warning. That means within the next 24 hours, you could see tropical storm force winds from Bonita Beach southward. Computer models all taking it in the general direction of southwest Florida. Most of them cheating it a little farther toward the Gulf of Mexico, but it's going to be close enough that we're going to have to watch it very closely, especially Sunday evening as it gets out over those warm waters again. Here's where the system is going to be about Sunday evening. We're concerned about heavy rains, we're concerned about high winds, but because of the easterly wind, storm surge should not be anything that we're really worried about. Sure, our tides may be a little bit higher than normal, due in part to the fact that we are going to see some pretty good rains. Isaac then passes to the north of us Tuesday and Wednesday. It's at that point we'll see the onshore wind. That's when we could have some decent surf out in the Gulf of Mexico. The big question is, how long is Isaac going to spend over land? If it spends more time over Cuba, it's likely to get less organized. That would take it a little bit closer to us. And you might think, oh, closer to us, that's not necessarily a good thing. Well, the longer it spends over land, the weaker it's going to be when it gets out here into the Florida Straits. That's what we're going to be watching for as we get to Sunday evening, because here goes the storm out into the Gulf, and those water temperatures, anywhere from 86 to 90 degrees. The warm water is the fuel for tropical systems, and there's going to be plenty of fuel out there in the Gulf.